Hi, I'm Erica with Paragon Accountants, and one of the largest questions I get from my clients is, who can I write off as a dependent and how do I do it? So, who qualifies as a dependent? First, to write someone off, they need to be a qualified dependent. A dependent is someone for whom you provide at least half of their financial support during the year for household expenses, medical care, education, clothing, and the like. Each dependent can only be written off by one person each tax year. To qualify as a dependent, the person must meet 4 requirements. 1, being a U.S. citizen, U.S. national, resident alien, or a resident of Canada or Mexico. 2, have a valid taxpayer identification number, otherwise known as a TIN, such as Social Security number. Not have filed a joint tax return for the year you're claiming them, and not take a personal exemption, if available, for the tax year or claim someone else as a dependent. On top of the dependent criteria, the person must be a qualified child or a qualified relative. So let's get into what a qualified child must meet. A qualified child must meet 5 criteria. 1, relationship. The person must be a child or stepchild, whether blood or adoption, foster child, sibling or step-sibling, or a descendant of any of them. Age is number 2. The person must be A, under age 19 at the end of the tax year, B, under 24 if they are a full-time student and younger than you, or C, any age if they are permanently and totally disabled. Number 3 for qualified child is residency. The person must share a principal residence with you for more than half of the year. Exceptions apply for circumstances like temporary absence, illness, education, or vacation is very typical. Number 4, support. The person must provide less than half of their own support for the year you are trying to claim them. And lastly, 5, joint return. The person must not file a joint return for the year unless they file only to claim a refund of income tax withheld or estimated taxes paid. If that person has met these requirements to be a qualified dependent and qualified child, then you can claim them on your taxes. Now, sadly, you can't write off that uncle who comes to your house every day to steal that beer out of your fridge. If your potential dependent is not a qualified child, they may be a qualified relative. So let's see if they meet the 4 criteria. To be a qualified relative, a person must meet the following criteria. Number 1, not a qualified child. To meet this test, the person can't be your qualified child or another taxpayer's qualified child. Number 2, member of your household or relationship. The person must live with you all year as a household member. To see if someone's a qualified relative, go to Paragon Accountants for the complete list. Number 3, gross income. The person's gross income for the year must be less than $4,300 for 2021 and $4,400 for 2022. An exemption applies if that person is disabled. And let me make one other statement. That income is gross taxable income, not exempt income. So that's an important fact to point out. Number 4, support. You must provide more than half of the person's total support for the year. If that person has met the criteria to be a qualified dependent, then you can claim them on your taxes. So to recap, to write someone off on your taxes, they have to meet 4 criteria to be a dependent. After they meet that criteria, they also have to be a qualified child or relative. And if they meet both of those requirements, you may be able to write them off as a dependent. As always, it's important to meet with your tax professional so that you're properly accounting for a dependent and getting all the benefits you can. So if you like this video, we've got loads more to share on our channel. Please subscribe, share this information with your friends, like us, and we look forward to seeing you soon.